Hi everyone, welcome to Eternal Realms and welcome to this reading. We are going to take a look at what your employer or recruiter secretly thinks about your application when they see it. What do they really think of you? So we have pile number 1 over here, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Make sure to engage your intuition before you select your reading. If you're not quite sure how, you can visit the video in the ribbon above, or it's even linked in the description box, and it will guide you through it. Once you've made your decision, you can select your reading in the description box. Right? So whenever you're ready, we'll get started. Hi there, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be real talk. We'll see what employers and recruiters secretly think when they see your application. Okay, first I'm going to get to the oracle cards. I've already shuffled them, and then we'll get into the tarot. First card coming out is changes. Then we have sacred flow, find your sacred flow, and we have creator fire. Okay. I think you have changed plans for some people. Like they were thinking of going with another person, but then they see your profile and they're like, maybe we need to reconsider, or we need to take pile 1's application also under advisement. Creator Fire says perhaps, you show a high level of enthusiasm, proactivity, leadership qualities. Maybe you are someone who takes initiative and is ambitious. So that is quite a standout quality. And so if you apply for such positions, then yeah, you're going to be seen as somewhat of a game changer. Now, if you don't already have leadership experience or work experience, people might just see that even though you're entering the workforce or you're just starting out and you're in the beginning stages of your career life, they think that you can create some big changes there. You have the potential to be a nice leader. Find your sacred flow. It can be a little bit of like the flow can be improved in your resume or in your motivation letter. That's something they think, but like the raw materials are there, or like your experiences are there, the important information is there. Maybe it needs to be reconstructed in a way that is more, more flowy. And keep in mind that many people use software to also, go through the volume of applications that come through. So it can be like looking for keywords and seeing the sequences of things. Those could be just important. Maybe switching up, the headings that you put, like job description or like job experiences, which year, where were you, what was it about, like how much do you write about those things, etc. So knowing what to prioritize, what to put after the other, all those things could be more polished is what I'm getting. Okay, then we have as your primary tarot card, the Magician. This shows that you have great skill, great talent, and again, leadership qualities. I think you're seen as someone who's quite creative, and so you could be a creative person in a creative field, like artists, designers, even acting I'm hearing for some of you, but also engineering and technology, because magician is someone who relates with tech, communication, intelligence, and knowing how to take advantage of opportunities in front of you. So yeah, creative thinking skills. Or what else can we get? What do employers secretly think when they see pile number 1's application? Okay, we have Ace of Swords coming out. Let's get a few more cards. We have 1-1. That's interesting. We have the Page of Swords. You see, with someone who's curious, I think a quick thinker as well. Intelligence and communication is coming out quite strong for you. Maybe the words that you choose are fascinating or like interesting to them for some reason. This also shows like curious to know more about pile number 1, so they may call you for interviews or like second rounds, maybe invite you to an aptitude test or something. For some people, Page of Swords can indicate there's too much too many words, right? So they have to kind of work through all the words to find the right information. So that can go in what I was getting earlier of find your sacred flow. But again, engineering, communication, public speaking, perhaps for some of you, journalism. What do they secretly think? Well, okay. We have Ace of Pentacles. That's very promising. 1, 1, 1. And pages are card number 11 if you go in sequence. So that's also 1. And we have the Queen of Swords. When I was getting the Page of Swords, I was feeling like maybe it was the Queen, but we got the Page and now we're also getting the Queen. So that's interesting. Anyway, so the Ace of Pentacles talks about seeing the potential for growth and advancement, and also for financial benefits, like somehow you can bring prosperity. Oh yes, speaking of communication, like this can be also social media. So perhaps you're a content creator or someone who's good at marketing, advertising, who can really spin things and make them an opportunity. You see disadvantages and you're able to transform those things. Perhaps in your portfolio you have examples of how you helped a struggling business go from a certain number of views up to some other views, or like sales, you've increased them and how much, etc. So your intelligence, acumen, your skills, I'm getting like cleverness is also noticed, and your diligence too. So you can't just be smart, you're also putting in the work, but you're putting in smart work, right? So whenever you apply or send in a request to be a part of someone else's team, they see you as someone very pioneering, someone with fresh ideas and a different take on things. And it's like they're very curious to get to know you more. The Queen of Swords is giving me also another angle of someone who could be, people who are insecure might see you as intimidating. And they might see you as too smart, someone who has their own brain and they can think for themselves, so they will not take orders very well. So this might just be a perception, maybe just the aura that you give out is very confident and well-spoken. And so they're like, okay, well, we're kind of looking for someone a little bit more, a little less, awesome, I guess, but yeah, it can be someone who just pushes away real talent because they are afraid that their position is going to be threatened or their intelligence is going to be undermined, so yeah, this is like a hierarchical ego perspective. But if the people you're interacting with, they are not so easily discouraged or insecure by you and future employees, then yeah, they see you as someone with awesome potential to be like leading a group, even if you're not already there. If you are already there, they think you are very mature and again well-spoken, disciplined, managed, but at the same time you carry a youthful energy and you still have fresh ideas. They might see you as someone who is well informed about the industry that you're in, and even like trend setting. That's also possible. Like even outside of content creation in your workplace, okay? You might come up with an idea that perhaps we should make coffees free in the workplace. And we should maybe add a little bit more incentives, like, a team get together. Perhaps we could play this game or have a certain activity, give some more time off. If you want people to work extra hours, give them more pay, things like that, so like there's like incentivizing, and you have some ideas with that makes your leadership and your skills very effective. What else? That fire is just really like you're very ambitious, you're very smart, you're direct, you speak clear, you don't beat around the bush. And I also feel like you know what to say. Okay, so when they see your application, I think these skills are just out there, and obviously people who are hiring and recruiting, they have experience, so they can kind of tell from the resumes and motivation letters like what kind of person the applicant might be, right? So I know I'm describing a lot about like how you would be as a person, but this is their perspective based on what they see. What else do they secretly think? When they see pile number 1's applications. We have Jupiter, which is the planet for luck, growth, expansion, optimism, understanding, also wisdom, knowledge, and being a guide. Then we have the 6th house, which is employers, employees, and even like working in a team. How do you manage your work as well? Are you living in a balanced way? Mental health, even mental health professions can come in here. So yeah, they see a lot of growth in what you can contribute to the workplace and the team. They also think that you have a lot of skills that can be polished as well, right? So Jupiter brings in like an abundance of opportunities, and the 6th house is like you work with it, you work through it, and you have to put in the time and effort and dedication to actually get it to flourish. So because we have these aces of swords and pentacles and the page as well, these are like the beginning stages, almost like you have some raw talents, and with the right guidance, with the right team, you can really flourish, right? Now if you're already in that team, then again, like you can have the right project, or in the right project with the right group of people, you can really flourish as a guide, as a mentor. So apply that to, what stage you're in your career. But yeah, the amount of skill and potential they see is like astounding. Yeah. What was I wanting to get? Yeah, let's just do. Let's get your charms. We have a bird, we have 2 leaves, they're both the same. We have a cloud, we have a running horse, and a wand. We have eye, 4 of swords, empress, temperance, and M. So the letters can be your first, last, middle name, initials, someone you work for, perhaps the employer's initials, the company you may have applied to, MI or IM, and this can also point to I am. So you have a very strong sense of self-confidence. Again, the bird, the first thing I got was like bird chirping, and so you're very clear in what you're saying, what you're wanting, your thoughts are conveyed well. With the cloud, there's like perhaps like you have an idealistic outlook, you're very optimistic as a person, and yeah, your expectations or your desires that can come out with like this gusto, like I can do this, I'm excited about this, I'm enthusiastic. So those are some qualities, perhaps those are the words you're putting in your resume, but those are the qualities that are coming out. Now with the wand there, the star, it's sort of like I can create magic. That's the idea. Like I can bring you prosperity, I can do this for you. Like you're really selling yourself, your value is out there. With the running horse, that can be that you're very fast paced, you're very steadfast. Like if you want something to happen, you're going to make it happen. You seem very ambitious like that. But yeah, the disadvantages is that if the mind is not focused, if it's not given the right tasks or the right team, then it can stray away here and there. I'm also getting like doing too much and getting tired very fast can be a tendency. Maybe they have even if that's not true for you, this is their perspective, right? So it can be that they have hired someone who has promised a lot and they did a lot, but then they burnt out really quickly, or when they took on a lot more than they could actually handle, and so that was a whole like chaos in the company or whatever in the team. So yeah, that's something that they might like hesitate on. But yeah, they don't see anything negative in you. The two leaves there, it's like two peas in a pod. I'm getting off the same tree. You kind of make sense. You make a good team, the company and you. Yeah, and you have something to contribute that they don't have, and they are going to contribute something that you don't have. So yeah, it's a great fit like that. You just have to find again, like, is the right team, right timing, right salary, all these conditions, are they applying or not? And that goes for both of you. And with all these like healing professions as well, temperance, empress, and the four of swords, again, like the mental health or like self-care, a life coach, yeah, these types of professions can also be quite relevant for you. Or at least that's a personality that's coming out, that you are very balanced and you are caring and kind. You seem compassionate, like you would be a great leader. Yeah. And you would like really understand your employees as well, or like collaborate with your employer depending on which side of the story you're. All right. So yes, that's what I'm getting for you, pile number 1. Let me know your thoughts. If this resonated, what resonated. Like the video if you like the reading. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. For a small channel like me, it really makes a big difference. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much. And share this reading with someone who cares about you, who's in the loop with you. Or they can also select their own, reading. What do their employers think? And yes, if you want a personal reading, you can reach out to me through the link in the description box. I will see you some other time. Take care. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to see what employers secretly think when they see your application. First, I'll get you some oracle cards and then we'll get into the tarot. Pile number 2, please. What do employers secretly think when they see their application? We'll get 3 oracle cards, please. We have 2 already coming out. 1 more. Okay, so the first card we have is Cozy Up with Risk. Then we have You Are Epic, and we have Soul on Fire. So all of these are fire energy. So they see you as someone very motivated, driven, someone who takes initiative. A natural leader, a risk taker, someone who's not afraid to experiment. Perhaps your resume has a lot of, different types of experiences, and that really stands out. Multi-talented is also something I hear. But I think the unifying factor is that no matter what you do, you are driven towards excellence. You want to do well in anything that you do. And you also could be someone who's driven to soulful activities, like something that really lights you up on fire. For example, some causes that you are drawn to, something artistic, or like leading a team that you feel is doing some good work or needs some guidance. So it's sort of like you're in a position to guide, mentor, lead, and innovate as well, is something I get. Because with the risk, it wouldn't be a risk if it's tried and tested, right? So you could be someone who experiments with new solutions, brainstorms, thinks of different ways of setting up a system or communicating, and you really see what the real world implications and consequences of that would be like, right? So we have, with this one, it's card number 61, adds up to 7. Then we have card number 4, and we have 38, which adds up to 2. So we have 7, 4, and 2. This 4 points to the Emperor energy. So again, that's like higher management or leadership qualities, someone who has that pioneering talent to them, but are very stable, organized, such that people can feel reliable when you're in charge, right? That's the impression. And 7 talks about divine. So there is like this role or these qualities that you have, they could be coming to you from multiple lifetimes. It's something that you are spiritually skilled at. And so you being here doing what you do is kind of an act of service, by you helping other people out. Getting like consultants for some of you also. Maybe that's your plan if you're not already there. You just have a different perspective, a different way of doing things. Yeah, and then card number 2 here is like you can work very, very well collaborating in teams, but I feel like you're also just as well fine doing things by yourself. So you're adaptable in that way. You're not like, I need to work alone in order to do a good job, or I have to be working in a team. There's no have to, must. It's just whatever the situation, the job profile requires, you're okay to roll with that. Okay, so these are some things that come out. Then your tarot card, this is the principal one that you selected, and we have the King of Swords here. So King is already a leader in all suits. If it's King of Wands, also a leader. King of Cups, also a leader, right? So they see you as someone who can take charge, who is able to have a clear mind in cases of, difficulties. Swords talks about communication and strategy, as well as like foresight. If you have to plan, do some logistics work, again, like brand strategy, business strategy, those types of things, where you have to have some sort of organization and planning and execution. In those cases, King of Swords is really well fitted. In terms of communication, I think they see your CV as something that's very well curated, and like you're very smart about what you put where you want to draw someone's attention to. I don't know how much of this you're doing consciously, of course. Different groups of people are watching this video, but regardless, this is the quality that shows up. And also, like I was getting, like you're very talented. I think your brain and your mind is something that people see first. Okay, maybe you've done a lot of intellectual or communicative tasks that you're coming out front. Okay, let's get some more cards. Card number 2, please. What do employers secretly think when they see their application? They also think you're very sincere and disciplined. Like you don't speak without a purpose, or you don't take actions that does not make sense. It's not like, I feel like, so you're well thought out. I'm also getting like it's nice for them to read your application because they don't have to criticize it too much. They don't have to jump through paragraphs or through your experience section. Everything is like you've already done the cleanup job as well. Like you've organized it so well that they don't have to be like looking for information. It's right there, We have 2 cards coming out together. We have the Queen of Swords as well. Very logical. Super strategic. I think you're also clear, like in the way that you're not trying to please everyone. Your CV may not be for everyone, and you're totally fine with that. I think that's what comes out. I don't know if you're intentionally doing that or not, but that's what comes across, that this person is very clear about their boundaries, what types of job experiences they have, and therefore what they want to do. Their motivations are very clear as well. So yeah, that makes it kind of nice for them to hear your perspective, or like see your perspective first. 2 more cards, please. We have Chiron, or the Hierophant energy coming out. This is the guide, teacher figure person. Oh, the CEO is very direct, straightforward, direct. And we have the 2 of Wands. Yeah, I like that. The 2 of Wands came in because it kind of softens you up a bit, you know? So the Queen and the King of Swords can sometimes be like, it's my way or the highway. Even the Hierophant is like, this is what I've been trained in, this is my experience, this is the path I'm following, and that's that. There's not much like, let me experiment. But the 2 of Wands, it gives you a little bit more flexibility and adaptability. You seem like you're open for different opportunities. Even the Ace of Pentacles, that you can take up new roles. You have tried different things, or you're willing to. And you can also work with different types of people. You can travel places, perhaps, maybe you're not opposed to it. And yeah, I think perhaps you don't like to even stay too long in one type of position. Perhaps you get bored, or like intellectually it feels dull if you're not learning something. So perhaps you take on a lot of courses, or go to different seminars or conferences, or you read different things. I don't know, it just shows that you are just so versatile when it comes to your mind. And when your mind is open, then I think they feel like, yeah, this could be a nice leader, because they show the potential for it, or they are well versed, depending on which stage you are in your career. Yeah, if you've already been well-read and well-experienced, then they see you as someone who can lead a seminar, or like give a lecture, or teach something to a particular team. You might be an expert in certain skills. Technology also comes to mind. We forgot to mention that with the swords. Could be really good with technology. Maybe see it as something very logical and intuitive. Yeah, whereas some people might really struggle to do that, and you can make it very clear. I also feel like you can talk about complex topics in very simple ways. So you make more, I'm forgetting the word. You make some knowledge, what do you call that? Like the knowledge available to certain groups of people. You make that available to the masses in a way, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, direct and straightforward. So yeah, some people, some companies even, or it depends on the country as well that you're from or are interested in working in. Some places, they don't understand too much directness. They're like, soften the blow, be very diplomatic and stuff. Meanwhile, there are some countries who are like, why are you beating around the bush? Just say it how it is, right? So you're a direct person, and that's what I was getting. Like, you know who you are, and you're not afraid to show it, and people can like you for it or not like you for it. That's really none of your concern. And yeah, you're just applying because you think you can do a great job, and your capability is not a doubt. Okay, so if you're getting rejected, it might be because of differences in culture rather than the capability or potential that you have. Okay. Yeah, and do with that information how you will. If you're starting out on your journey and people are seeing that you're very like, this is what I function in, this is what I will do, then, and you don't want to be perceived like that, then you can, soften the blow a bit, like I was saying. Meanwhile, if you're totally fine with it and you have a niche industry that you do want to get into, then that's fine too. Like, you can apply to those types of places instead of, various others. yeah, it depends on your strategy, but this is the information that's coming through. What else can we get? Pile number 2 is employers, recruiters. What do they secretly think when they see pile number 2's application? High level of education, even some of you could be having. Oh, for some of you, I'm getting like overqualified. I don't know what types of jobs you're applying to, or what position you're applying to, but they might see you as overqualified in some of these places. If this is if you're getting rejected, okay. Okay, what else? 2 cards, please. You have midheaven, which symbolizes your reputation, your public life, your goals, individuality in the public sphere, in your career. What else? One more. Yeah, see you as someone who's goal-oriented, career-oriented person for whom like reputation in a world stage is important. Yeah, I'm kind of, when I'm from the cards, when I'm trying to imagine you, you come across very distinguished and sophisticated, and as if you have many interesting things to say, many interesting things you have experienced, and yeah, it just makes you very interesting. Okay, we have Cancer coming through. That's very fascinating because we don't have any water zodiacs that's coming out here. We had all these fire energy, and here we have so much air, some earth, but no water. So that's fascinating. I think the Cancer energy is like, well, on the surface, they can be closed off because, well, again, you could be in fields that are not very emotional or intuitive. So why would you suddenly get emotional, right? But yeah, Cancerians have the tough exterior, and so people might find them difficult to understand or to really get into their circle. And people just have to judge based on, at face value. And it's usually the Cancerians who decide whether or not to allow people in, because when they say no, it's a no. It's a closed door. There's no way to get around that. So maybe they see that you seem to be kind. Like, for example, you might be into humanitarian causes, or you have done very valuable work. You want a guide because that brings you fulfillment, for example, right? So they see that you have that heart and you care, you're a nice person. They don't see you as cold or anything like that, not distant or clinical almost. They see you as kind, compassionate, all that. Yeah, but maybe they're just, again, it's like a cultural difference. If you're like very straightforward, then, and the company or the culture there is like, yeah, I don't know, like you seem nice, but we're getting very like straight answers from you, very to the point, and that's great, but soften the blow a bit. Then they might be a little bit confused, like, and it's not a you problem at all. It's something that I think they are faced with, and it's like a conditioning thing. You're used to seeing a certain type of behavior and you've been taught a certain way of talking. So then when you meet someone that is very different from you, then it's a little bit like the brain cannot comprehend in the start. Right? So I think a little bit of that puzzle situation is happening. Please let me know, okay? Please let me know what this is about. Is it that you're, a different nationality in a different country, or you're trying to apply to a different type of job, but you have a different experience before, or like what's going on here, Because I'm really, really curious. Yeah, but anyway, the Cancerian energy also says that when you care about something, you go above and beyond. So it's like, this is the type of career you care about. And so they know, they have confidence from your application, your CV, motivation letter, whatever, that you will be very invested in doing a great job there. Right? But if they feel like the things that you want are not the company or the location you're applying to, then they'll be like, for your happiness and our relationship, or like our dynamic, this is not going to be a yes, yeah. Okay, let's get some mini tarot letters. Try to guess any letters that come to mind. Mini tarot, some numbers, symbolism that come to mind. I'd say pile number 2, please. Let me know in the comments what comes to your mind while I shuffle. Now I'm going to do your charms. Feel free to think of any symbols and drop it down in the comments as well. So, not that many cards. Oh, nice. We have the 3 of Pentacles. See, like, you can work in a team, but you can also work by yourself. You can lead a team. We have the letter G. We have Temperance coming through, which is represented by an angel, and pouring water from one cup to the other. It represents moderation, balance, and a symbiotic relationship. Okay, you can gel with different types of people, you can work in different types of work environments, so you're quite adaptable and you're open to growing, flowing, learning. So that again gives a lot of heart and openness, I think, to people around you. We have this knife here, and we have a wasp or a firefly. I'm hearing way shower, so I think you can getting like you're piercing through something and showing the way. That's the image I'm getting. So I think you're the front runner. You can be the first one to go forward, try something different, experiment. Meanwhile, others might be like, oh, we haven't done that, so yeah, we don't want to venture there. It might fail, or it might be disastrous, They fatalize. Meanwhile, you're like, well, if you haven't tried, you don't know, so we gotta try. It could not work, true, but it could also work great, so we're gonna give it a try. But you're doing that intelligently. It's not like you're just swinging around your knife. You're smart about where you are experimenting. You've thought about the risks, and so you intelligently take guesses and you push forward, breaking the boundaries that people cage themselves in. I'm kind of seeing like you piercing through like a membrane almost. It's not a wall, it's a membrane, and you're cutting through that. So that is kind of symbolizing that people can break through, but they don't because of their own fears and limitations. But you don't let that stop you. And with this one over here, it's like people then follow you. They're curious about, whoa, you did that. Like, what's behind that? What's the result? What's the outcome? What's beyond our fears? Okay, so you can be great as someone who even is a motivational speaker. Okay, people can find you relatable, very enthusiastic and inspiring as well. Perhaps you even have like inspiring stories, even if you don't do that as a job. Like, people in your team might find lots of benefits from you through that. Again, with the knife also, it's like very direct, but you also have that underlying warmth in you that makes you a good guide. Someone good leader. G can be your first, last, middle name, initial. Someone significant in your life could have this. Company you're interested in working perhaps can also have that. So yeah, apply as it resonates and let me know what your thoughts are about this reading, what resonated, how this situation really plays out in your literal life. I'd be very interested to know. So leave it in the comments. Like the video if you liked this reading, it helped you out. I gave you some clarity, then please. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out a small channel like mine. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so very much. It's very much appreciated. And yeah, share with a close family friend, anyone that is in the loop understands what you're going through. You can have a discussion about it, or they can select their own reading and see what's going on with them. What do their employers think secretly? And yeah, if you want a personal reading, you can always reach out through the links in the description box. I will see you some other time. Take care. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So let's get into it and see what employers secretly think when they see your application. First, I will get you some oracle cards and then we'll get into your tarot. Pile number 3, please. What do employers and recruiters secretly think when they see their profile, their application? We have magic happens when you most expect it, card number 44. Then we have follow through, card number 23, adds up to 5. And we have manifesting and doing, card number 59, also adding up to 5. So you seem like someone who's stable, someone who can be with people long term. I'm getting like a friendly vibe from you as well, and someone who is like someone who has ideas and then executes them. So yeah, I feel like you're a fresh person, something fresh, fresh ideas, fresh face, fresh vibes, something fresh is really coming through. And what else? I think you're dedicated. I think they think you're dedicated. Someone who, when you say you're going to do it, you do it. And that kind of reliability is priceless. I don't think they feel like there's a lot of question marks to your profile. It's quite clear what you do, what you want to do, your skills. They see you as someone friendly and like someone people can get along with, Perhaps you have many hobbies, sociable. Yeah, like especially if you attach a photo, a profile picture of yours, you could be smiling, or you have a sense of warmth, the kind eyes, something like that. It really catches on with your employers, and they find that very like soothing almost. But you do have that steadiness, practicality, and the drive, the energy to really follow through on things. Yeah, follow through, exactly. Also with the magic manifestation, perhaps that's also something that comes through, that you could be someone who is spiritual in a way. Yeah, I know that that's not really in the CV necessarily, but unless you're applying to such types of jobs. But otherwise, I think it just shows, right? Someone who knows a little more, who's interested in things, who has a sort of compassionate aura. It really comes through. Like if you look, then you can tell like who could be spiritual and who's not so much, who's a little bit more practical, you can tell. So okay, let's see the tarot cards. We have the first card coming through as the Two of Cups. Yeah, maybe like your voice, I don't know if you leave like a video resume or audio resume or something, but your voice is very like upbeat, and it's again like soft, soothing, kind, but it's also like energetic, Okay, let's get some more. Number 3. Nine of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, I don't know if you like collaborate with people, or you're like a healer, nutritionist, therapist. Not really, but it can be. Sure, why not? They're also healers, right? Nutritionist, sports coach or instructor, like a gym instructor, physiotherapist. Yeah, some professions coming through. Okay, one more. We have judgment. That's very interesting. We have the devil card and also the judgment card. Almost like it's like you can work with cunning people and you would not be touched by that. Almost like you can keep your righteousness, virtues, morals despite what other people are doing around you. You have a strong sense of self, and you also, even though you're empathetic, you also have boundaries of like how much to let people in. This also depends on, you know, what stage of life you're in. When if you're starting out, then this is something that perhaps you're going to learn, or this is something they feel like, you know, you need to learn or something, like saying no when you need to, saying yes to projects that make sense for you, etc. But if you're a little bit further along in your career journey, it sounds like you have gone through stuff and you've learned a lot from your experiences. And, you know, when they say, what are your strengths and weaknesses? You're honest about your weaknesses, and you also show like how you have come across that. Maybe in your resume, motivation letter, you write in that storyline as well. Like, at first, I did not know, blah, blah, blah. I worked through these things through hard work and, you know, following through, trying again and again. I am now where I am, you know, something of that sort. And I'm also getting like varied experiences with the Two of Pentacles. Maybe time management, work management. This was a lesson that you learned or you are learning, and how you got through that. How will you manage your work? Maybe that's an application question, or interview question that they ask you to prepare, or you are just volunteering the information as well, you know, like, by going through this, I learned this, and that makes me a great fit for this job, for example, right? Also getting justification. I don't know why. Okay, but justification. You give really good justification for anything that you are doing related to your applications. So why are you applying here? You have a good reasoning. Why are you applying to this job? You have a good reasoning. Why do you think you are a great fit? You have a good reasoning. So you are able to justify your decisions really well. The judgment card again is like a spiritual card. Also, it's like fated. You go, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, that's fine. That's also something that, you know, you're able to flow with. So it looks like you don't take rejection very poorly. You just dust yourself off and then you move on to the next thing, because what's meant for you will not pass you by. That's the ideology. And so like no hard feelings kind of relieves the pressure from you and from the other people as well. The act kind of drops. Also, with the shadow card, you can see it almost feels like a mask, right? You can see beyond the mask of people. Perhaps like the way that you greet people, the smile that you have, again, that warmth that's coming out from you, that helps soothe people in front of you who comes across you to whatever measure that they do, and it kind of lets down some of their defenses somehow. Okay, so that's why I was getting like healing professions, perhaps. If you're not already doing that, maybe you want to. I will make another video about that as well, what profession you should be doing, even if you're not doing it right now. Let me see, what was it? Career path that you were meant to follow but did not, something like that. So yeah, if you're curious about that, then please subscribe, stay tuned. That is going to come up soon. But yes, that's the energy. And with the Two of Cups here as well, there's like that collaborative thing. You're really good with one-on-one connections. Perhaps you deal with clients, customers, you work in sales or marketing. You're really in touch with what people really need. And yeah, that's just a natural skill that you have, perhaps. Again, that sociable quality that's very, very loud and clear. Also, you can see how this person here is reaching out with the hand, kind of like a reassurance, like, yeah, sure, take it easy, I'm here for you, I'm here supporting you. Yeah, working in a team, you would be great to work in a team, but with the Nine of Pentacles, you don't, like, you're not leaning on your team. You do your part, but then you work really well with other people as well. And you perhaps have worked with different types of people, with different experience levels too. So you can see like the potential pitfalls of things too. Right? So the shadow in that case can be like risk analysis, risk management type of career paths. It can also be like contingency planning, like strategy, those types of things. What could go wrong and how would you fix that, in such a scenario? Maybe like hacking. Oh yeah, like hacking, ethical hacking or something, or like defense systems and security, engineering, these types of fields could also be, because shadow is like you're spotting what's the mask, what's wrong with the system, what's infiltrating, what's not nice, what do you have to block, what do you have to detect, Yeah, so I guess that's what I was getting, like, even if you're working with things that are not very kind or pure, you are able to do that without letting go of your morals. So it could be ethical hacking as well for some of you. Yeah. At first I was thinking like maybe law, like because you're dealing with crime and stuff, but I see like lots of collaboration. I don't know if you have like an independent business or something where you're really dealing with one-on-one clients, then yes, law could be possible too, and you're kind of leading them to righteousness and salvation, sort of like you're letting the the side who is innocent kind of win. I'm not getting like so much like corporate law. Yeah, but these are some just things that are coming out. It's not something that recruiters are thinking as such, but you do have the various skills of being self-assured but collaborative. You can spot and detect flaws in a system, and you can transform those to make them strengths, or let go of things that are not working, and you have varied experience. Self-confident. But again, maybe you've mentioned somewhere that I was not always self-confident, or I've had self-confidence issues and I've worked on those things by doing blah blah, and now I'm able to be, giving speeches on stage and stuff. What else can we know? If you're quite ahead in your career and your resume is going directly to your superior, so not through a recruiter or agency, if they are insecure people, they can feel intimidated. The shadow is like you kind of trigger people's insecurities. Yeah. All right. That's not going to be true for every single place you apply, of course. But yeah, if you're feeling like you're getting rejected and you don't really understand why, because you're doing everything right, it could be that they're feeling like intimidated. Or like they would be caught in a way because you're good at catching things. Yeah, okay. What else can we know? You would create changes in the system, and people who are resistant to change, maybe they don't want that. I'm getting encryption because you see this maze. That feels like encryption to me. Okay, what else? Ninth house. Diverse, international, various languages. They think you have these. Also represents the legal system, philosophy, and the spiritual things. So they can think you have a great sense of righteousness. And you have faith. So again, you don't take rejection personally. You just are like, oh, maybe not the right timing, not the right place, I'm not meant to work with these people. That's okay. We'll apply some other time or to some other location. One more. So you have a very calm persona. And we have Venus. Nice. So Venus is the planet of love, beauty, art, harmony, relationships, and even finances. And it's kind of like the lucky charm in a way. Like, so whoever, I mean, you might know this yourself if you, I guess, look back, if you haven't already, that the shops you go to or the companies you work with, the teams that you work with, you bring somehow more sales, more business, more prosperity, and just abundance and joy in that particular area. So things just start flourishing as you become part of it, right? So you bring growth. Maybe you're in charge also of like I don't know, like partnering up, making like nice like collaborative deals or something with different companies, and kind of getting smaller individual businesses in touch with, you know, other ones who are in a place to like finance, sponsor, something like that, like a liaison type of job as well as possible. So you kind of enable the prosperity to come to different people somehow. And your vibe is quite prosperous as well. Yeah, relationships again coming up. So again, good team member, someone nice, someone fun to be around, enjoyable. You have good sense of style, music, art, food, you know, you enjoy the nice things in life. So yeah, you seem worldly. Also, yeah, another reason of rejection, if you're wondering, could be like if you're an international person and maybe your visa status has to be changed, or they need to make some applications on your behalf, and you know there's a lot of paperwork to go through, then maybe they're like, I don't know, I don't want to go through all that trouble. Even though they think you're an excellent candidate, they might be like, yeah, but is there an easier way out, you know? So that's another thing. Foreign languages, if you need to learn the local language and it's not your you know, something you already know, then maybe learning that is also going to make you kind of go through all the walls and have a successful meeting, interview, application. Anyway, so yeah, I think you're educated, you understand things, you have lots of experience, or you have that worldliness. You're updated on the current ongoings of the world as well. Yeah, that's what's coming in. All right, let's get some mini tarot and letters. You can think along, intuit along, see if any letters come to mind or any tarot cards come to mind, and we can see what comes in. Leave it in the comments below so we can go through this together. Pile number 3, please. What do their employers secretly think about them? And now for the charms, do the same. Drop it in the comments if you think of anything. Okay, we have a knife, we have a guitar, we have this Hamsa pawn, we have made with love in a heart, and we have a flying bird. We have the King of Cups, 6 of Wands, 9 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. And the letter we have for you is N. So your first, last, middle name, initial, someone significant in your life, or the company, people that you're interacting with could have that initial. 9 of Swords, and we also have the Shadow or the Devil card over there. So if you're getting like anxious or you're writing things in a panic, I think that comes across. Okay, so make sure you take a breather and just show up with as confidently and self-assured as you can, because nobody is thinking that you're not good enough or that you don't have the skills. All right. If you've been making applications since a while, I understand that it can be frustrating, and it's also, yeah, like it gives anxiety because you're having to live on savings if you're not just, you're applying with another job that you already have. So it's understandable, but consider your efforts an investment, right? What else? They can see it, the King of Cups is there, so that's again a healing profession. Therapists and astrologers, tarot readers, other psychic readers are also possible. Spiritual consultant, someone who has more of an intuitive and worldly idea and is kind of trying to pass it on to the masses. The Six of Wands symbolizes some type of public profession as well. So again, you might be interacting with lots of people in your daily life or your profession, or you're using social media to gain more followers or more like views for yourself or for any companies that you work for, like a social media manager or something. Now we have the guitar there again, that points to you being artistic, expressive, connected with your emotions, made with love. You have that caring side to you, and that really comes through. With the flying bird, I think you want to have freedom. So even if you're a contracted worker, you want to maybe work on your own time, or you want to work from home or have flexible hours. You still get the stuff done, so that's there. But again, if that way of working, if it doesn't agree with the office culture or something, then again that might be like, I don't know. But if you're applying to those places which are cool with it, then that's not a problem. It's just something that's coming across, right? With the knife here, it's like someone who is you follow through, straight shooter, but also like, even though you're being direct, you soften the blow a little bit. You're not too crass about it. Also getting like you're slicing and you're detecting. I'm recalling in my head, I have the image of airport security scan when they feel like maybe you're smuggling something. They have to like cut it up, whatever you have, and they have to use like a radar to see if there's any explosives or drugs or something like that. So I'm getting that image with the knife. So maybe you're detecting what's not nice with the system. Quality check could also be one of the professions. So lots coming through about your skills, but your personality is also shining through somehow. I don't know if you're expressing a lot or you have to through your motivation letter or the questions they ask you, but that's why it's very important to be in a good headspace before you apply. And with the magic and manifestation, again, it feels like who you are internally that is playing a big role in the outcomes that you get from your application as well. Okay, so you apply from a positive mindset, you're manifesting positive things. You apply in a panic state or an anxious state, then those are the kinds of situations happening that put you in that spiral, basically. Okay, so take a breather during those times, settle down, hype yourself up a bit, because you have the skills, you have the personality, you can do it. All right, so let me know your thoughts. Any part of this reading that you want to talk about, drop it in the comments. Charms as well, letters, whatever came to you personally, drop that in the comments as well. Like the video if you liked the reading, if it helped you out, resonated, gave you some clarity, some advice that is useful for you. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. It really helps out a small channel like mine grow. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. It means a lot. Share with your friends or your loved ones. Maybe they know what you're going through and they can have something else to add or share, or they can choose their own pile and see what their employer secretly thinks about their application. If you want a personal reading, you can reach out to me through the links in the description box. Until next time, take care. Bye. Hi there, pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So let's see what employers and recruiters secretly think when they see your application. We'll look at this tarot card later. First, I want to get some oracle cards. Pile number 4, please. What can we know about what employers secretly think when they see pile 4's application? first card coming out, we make a mission statement for your soul. High achieving, goal-oriented person, visionary, and nourish the sacred feminine. And one more card, please. We have creator air. It's very nice balanced energy that's coming out for you. So the first one is quite fiery, go-getter, ambitious, clear about what your motivations are, why you're doing what you're doing, and yeah, all that, right? And then the second one is nourish the sacred feminine, which is more creative, intuitive, empathetic. Perhaps they feel like you have quite a feminine energy. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Yeah, like that feminine energy, kind of that kind, nurturing, softer, subtle type of vibe. Going with the flow, or knows how to go with the flow, in touch with emotions, things like that. Then we have creator air, which is about mindset, intellect, and communication. So you might be well spoken. You have worded your application very well. The sequencing is well thought out. You might be a very logical person, or interested in networking, social media, and technology. Okay, so something that maybe combines all of these things, like a social media manager, let's say, or even a content creator who wants to make content for other people. The various career paths are coming to mind now, but yeah, we'll not get into that. The people, they think that you can think very clearly, and you can have like a very clear plan that you can create and execute even a clear plan for other people. So you could be a consultant as well. I will be making a video soon about like the career paths that you could have taken but you did not. Like, let me see, I have written it down as an idea, so I'm gonna make the career path you were meant to follow but didn't. Yeah, exactly. So maybe that is going to also give you some extra angles on what we're getting here, especially if you're not already doing these things. But even if you are, it's something that you could be curious about. Anyway, so let's get into the tarot now. The first card you chose is the Queen of Cups, which is that feminine energy again, intuitive, emotionally intelligent. It's also like you know what people want, you know what other people are looking for, and you know how to give that, Yeah, okay, let's get some more cards for pile number 4, please. What do employers secretly think when they see their profile, their application? Pile number 4 is application. We have Ace of Wands, which is that fire energy, the spark, passion, drive, excitement, enthusiasm. When they say we're looking for passionate, motivated people with high energy or proactive qualities, you have that. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Then we have the Star energy, and one more, please. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So it looks like you have the patience and the discipline to get stuff done as well. Maybe that's why that, make a mission statement and then execute it was coming out. It could also be that you're starting out in your career, so you have that freshness, enthusiasm, and that spark to dive into a specific topic. And perhaps with the Star energy also, I'm getting like an idealistic viewpoint. So you have like, you can't help but assume certain things when you don't yet have work experience in that field, right? So that's an angle coming out. And so they might be thinking, okay, this person has the materials, but we're going to need to train them. Or also, if you're moving to a new industry that you've always wanted to, but you haven't had the chance or the courage or the timing to do so, then this could be a time that you're fresh into a new field, right? So again, you might need to be trained, or all these efforts that need to be put in the start. Now, if you're in the opposite position where you've had a lot of experience and now you're in the space to share your gifts, then this is basically saying that you're hardworking, you're steady, you're reliable, and you can be someone who can train others as well if you are interested in that, right? Mentorship, training, or like you make people practice something, you make people exercise. Maybe nutrition could be something that resonates for some of you. You just look healthy of body and mind, and that is always a good thing to hire. They feel like you'd be good energy to be around. The star energy also is like a wish fulfillment, like just perfect. You're giving someone a star, which means you did a great job. So they think that your application is again well put together. It consists of various different skills, and I think experiences as well. And so that's very fascinating for them. And the Queen of Cups, I'm also getting like you slowly take them, you kind of walk them through step by step through your work experience journey, your education, the internships and other things that you have done. So you're not starting out with the strongest. You're like starting with something that is like, oh yeah, that's nice or good to see, very relevant, and then you're intriguing them, and then you're taking them a little bit deeper and showing different facets of you. So however you've aligned it, it's working really well for your employers. Okay, let's get some astro cards now. Okay, we have the 9th house and we have the 3rd house. Wow, okay. So these two houses are right opposite each other. One has to do with learning, training, and the other one is about teaching and mentoring, guiding as well. The 3rd house is about your local environment and your local languages, local cultures. Meanwhile, the 9th house is about foreign languages, people, and cultures. Also local community, and this is the international community. So it could be that you are someone who works in the local office, but you are collaborating with people outside your country. Maybe in your team there are many foreign cultures, and you have to be someone who brings everybody together. Even like HR jobs could be a part of these cards that I'm seeing here. Someone who's compassionate, understanding, and can kind of again, like sense what people are really looking for is a very valuable trait to have. So you can know what they're thinking. You can communicate in different ways, even if not different languages, and you can bring a team together, right? And also the 3rd house is like the logical mind that you have, the thoughts you're having on a regular basis. And the 9th house is about your future vision, like where are those thoughts kind of leading you towards, your belief system as well. So when you bulk up all the thoughts, you form a belief system basically. So when you speak positively, you also have positive assumptions about the world, positive beliefs about the world. When you have negative thoughts about you or expectations from others, then you assume the worst in people, humanity, etc., etc. So that's kind of the dynamic that's coming in. Also, it could be that you're making something like a product. Craftsmanship can also be part of this. You're making a product locally, but you're exporting that elsewhere. You could be a person who's in between or part of the company itself. Even like education, maybe you're making like online lectures or online content overall that educate the masses, right? The star energy also corresponds with Aquarius, and Aquarius is connected to the internet, right? The whole world, humanity overall. So you could be making something for humanity. You could be communicating something to humanity, or at least that's what they see in you. The potential is for you to be global in some way if you're not already there. Yeah. And of course, like maybe again, if you've not dealt with international clients, companies, etc., then yeah, some training needs to be done, some practice needs to be put in. But you show a lot of promise here. So if you're wondering why you're then getting rejected because everything sounds very wonderful, it could be that people don't want to put in the effort to actually train you, even though they think you're absolutely lovely. And yes, you show promise. They're like, yeah, but time, cost, personnel, I don't know, it's too many things to arrange, so not right now. And that could be the case. Or they feel like you have so much promise that they would need the right kind of people to really train you. Let's say you're applying to like smaller companies and startups or something. They may not have the means to actually train you to the capacity that you can be, and again, if you're on the other side, they might not have the resources, the finances to really pay for your expertise, okay? Or of course, the more difficult to hear, that they just don't want to spend more, because that's honestly a lot of the stories that I hear now. Like they'll just make cuts in people and they'll be like, oh, budget issues, but their own salary keeps increasing. So how is that exactly? Like, how can you not hire more people? And then the people already working or like still working in the company, then they get a lot of work on them and they're just expected to roll over and say, okay, cool, what's next? So yeah, I'm seeing that a lot. So it could be that also is possible. I don't know where you are in the world and what the job market is like for you in your industry and location, so apply it as it resonates. Let's take some mini tarot and letters. Feel free to guess along and use your intuition too. Drop in the comments if you get any letter or some mini tarot, any symbolism. Let's see, pile number 4, please. What do employers really think secretly about their application? Now the charms, again, feel free to guess. Drop it in the comments. On number 4. Okay, we have 2 tennis rackets. We have a running horse. We have a fox, an angel wing. We have a dollar sign. And we have a fairy sitting on a moon with a star on her back. We have the letter R. Could be your first, last, middle name, or the company you're applying to or hope to get, someone significant in your life. 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. So 9 of Cups is again a wish fulfillment, and 10 of Pentacles is like a perfect fit, like in the community, in the family. Just really fitting in. And even your charms are like, you're someone who's very like fast moving, but at the same time you're smart. You you know where you invest your time and effort and energy as well, so you're not just wasting resources. So that's very promising also for them, right? You're not there to experiment or whatever. Now the angel wing, again, it's like, I think they see you as you can bring a lot of prosperity, you can bring in more money, sales, visibility, whatever, and you can be sort of a lucky charm for them. Also with all the feminine energy, that's what I was feeling, but I didn't have a direct evidence for that, so I don't know, it skipped my mind. But your lucky charm is something that they could be feeling as if they would be kind of protected under your wing, almost as if you can look out for them. Make sure it can also be like how you speak, communication classes or courses, almost how to be diplomatic, how to be charming, how to sell yourself, things like that, how to word yourself, SEO, etc. You could be well versed in those things. But regardless of the exact job you do, it's like you have the intelligence and the diligence to actually go through and create something very like long lasting and stable for them. And that's like a huge plus. The 2 tennis rackets is also like collaborative. I think you will work well in a team, or like they think that, you work well in a team. And you can, maybe you've already interacted with diverse groups of people, so then it's like, yeah, that's perfect, that we want to reach a global community, so then this person has the experience, let's go for it. Yeah, honestly, like, it's all very wonderful things that's coming out here. Yeah, I think you really do have loads and loads of promise. Yes, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. So did you get the charms right? Anything that resonated? Did you get a separate charm? Maybe that has a special symbolism for you. Any letters or tarot that resonated with you? The messages, how do you feel about that? Let me know your job as well if you want to. Just comment below your thoughts overall. Like the video if you liked the reading, if it resonated with you or at least helped you out, gave you some clarity, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. It really helps a small channel grow, and of course you're gonna get lots of videos. And like I said, I will be making another one about a career soon, so make sure you stay tuned. Now, if you have already subscribed, thank you so very much. It's really meaningful to me. And share the video with your close friends, family, whoever that you want to, who is in the loop, who understands what you're going through, and you can have a discussion afterwards, or they can select their own pile as well, see what their employer, recruiter is thinking about them, or both. Why not both? And if you want a personal reading, you can always reach out to me through the links in the description box. I will see you some other time. Take care. Bye.